How about you guys? We've got an idea. You've gone off to the temple. You're doing these things. Let's go ahead now. Give me a moment. Collect myself. One of the things that you will find is that on your way back, that people have in that area where that temple is, or that library is, they have written things on walls that look like bad drawings of this, and that's not something you've ever seen before. People defacing, that's a respected building. People like it. It's prosperous. It gives the place a high tone. It's not. This is not normal. As you continue, you will also see that people are behaving a little oddly. You will see some people who are painting and scrawling just gibberish on a wall and then running off. And let's go ahead. For purposes of this game today, do you want to go and visit that area? The region of the city where you know that shrine may have been. Because that's what your father wants to do when you talk about it with him. Are you going to tell him about these visions or anything like that? Because this interest of yours is a little off.
No.
But are you going to talk to him about anything about this?
About the foreigner and so on.
Oh, okay.
That's a big problem for us.
Well, he wants to look into it. I mean, is this a trade opportunity, or is this I mean, your father basically is an observant man, but is not invested, in like you are.
But it's a problem for trade.
Oh, I see. Oh, well then. Okay. Okay, let me come back and make sure that we're not leaving people out. Let's go to you.
Yeah, I seek guidance within my faith. Go to the temple, and I mean, perhaps there are some either personal or with a priest. You could do some kind of ritual or ceremony to I don't know, seek guidance from the universe or
all of those things are very much the case.
Just prayer.
Yes, all those things are now in the case of Orthodox Almism, they are so ritualized to the point of being boring as hell. And if one were to be kind of honest about it, they kind of just give you something to do.
Yeah, I can comfort in that. So,
yeah.
But then also perhaps I don't know if I dare speak too much about this, but perhaps say that, well, I had this dream. It was a bad dream with lots of fire, but also I saw this place and these people. And have you ever heard of a place that looks like this? And perhaps with some luck, an elder in the temple might recognize that as well. Could be Wavik. Perhaps you should look in this part of the city to.
All right. Well, the issue here is very definitely you're definitely behaving a little off. No matter how much you try to hide it and just say, "Well, I was just thinking about this."
Definitely, some people. I might start like that, but then by nature words come out.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm having an easy time describing things. Perhaps a bit too much color sometimes. So
right.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that what was going to happen to you is far more difficult, potentially. At present, you are merely trying, you discover that you are in the situation of trying not to look like a maniac. So, or at least neurotic, right? So therefore, that will have to be that charm. That will have to be. And you guys notice charm is a very level, very strong quality for all of you. That's the way this game is built. 6 and just made it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Sad deal. But so you're going to get humor, and you're going to be told that no, that sort of thing. There are other religions who have these apocalyptic visions and stuff, but that is just people who have too many desert mushrooms, and those are people who, some of that old stuff, has been abrogated by, proper revelations, and then there are these other foreign influences and things, but those are just hysterical foreigners, and so. Don't trouble yourself about that stuff. Everybody has a bad dream once in a while. Why don't you come back next week, and we'll talk about it some more and see how you've been doing. Take a little rest and work on some more of that great poetry of yours that we know about. Why don't you do that, and then come back and see me next week, and we'll see how you're feeling. There is psychiatric therapy in this culture. They just don't call it that. And if you think about it, like palm readers and people like that, even today, in their way, are performing sort of weird, similar functions, not necessarily well, but, that's kind of why people go. It's like the poor man's psychiatrist, right? So it's some of the temple functions, especially in these really establishmentarian churches like Orthodox Hellenism, they probably spend more of their time doing that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you're getting. And you know it too. You're like. So now we have all been waiting for this. I have, for reasons. In the traditions of folkloric Hellenism, we are not talking about.
I'm with you.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in the Yokomeshi.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. No problem. Right. All right, it's a little different. Okay. So you're not familiar, really. Well, I think you.
Well, I have.
You are familiar, yes. You are raised in this. You are familiar with this place, but the practice is mostly at home. But on big holidays and stuff, you would go here. Yeah. And there's only one in the city, but it's really modern looking. In fact, it's kind of funny looking from the old city's point of view. It's like, what the hell are they doing in the capital these days, right? Building this stuff. The angles are wrong.
Yeah, and I am interested intellectually about common principles across faiths. And this is a collection of faith. So what I am going to try to do is find some scholar within the clergy.
Yeah.
And talk about where things comes from. What's been, how we evolved into this some way. I don't use that term, but
I completely get that, and
I understand that
right.
They will not accept that this is interesting, but there might have been something before that they know about, because they should know about the history of faith.
Right.
And I'm interested in the chained one because I thought that was really disturbing.
And that is actually quite interesting, because I think even you would have the same problem of, as you try to describe what you are interested in, you might get a little twitchy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so the question is whether you can carry this off also with charm. And
I can.
You can, excellent. Okay, so therefore you are not thrown out, and therefore you can actually function in this environment. And sure enough, they will tell you a lot about something very similar, that when Vahad was a problem, and there was actually a rebellious community just outside the city walls in the shrine they had, was they would say that's when there are all sorts of different legends that have appeared, most of which have fallen away and been revealed as ridiculous or not very important, but they have definitely, but they were definitely proliferating here. This was 5 centuries ago, not that long. So therefore, they would say we'd have to look around and figure out, where that was. They can tell you the district, which now is leveled over, filled in, the waterways have turned into pipelines and.
But I do understand that there exists some form of sect that actually comes from this tradition, though.
Yeah, oh sure. Well, Vahad is a known religion, but it's not very, it's again, just as you said, if not Scientology, it's at least considered a little bit off the beaten path. It's folded into the imperial religions mostly just by dint of having been here and having been politically important. But that's it. So the location is the best you're going to get.
Yeah, then I know where to look for answers.
With your permission, and I know this is usually things click a little differently, a little more easily for me. But I think I was off my game for a minute there. I want to do your battle, part of your battle, and I want to go to you in that location. And you will come into things a lot quicker than you think. So I'm sorry for the wait.
No problem.
And if I stepped on anything you really wanted to do, to let me know. We can resolve that now. There was, I feel like I cut you off.
No.
Okay, so therefore, okay, I'm looking at your battle situation. Right. You are 2 levels. Your group is 2 levels higher, so you're going to get your side gets the advantage die. Roll for the advantage die is always red and often has special properties in this system.
Yeah.
And so this is a flat roll with no score. This is not you. This is the disposition of the battle as it begins.
Okay.
The scientific precision with which your different sectors of fighters have been positioned is rather good. But this is their land.
Yeah.
So the precise possibilities of being taken from some direction that didn't seem reasonable at all. Yeah. Right? Everybody knows we're not quite in our zone here. You guys don't control the ultimate space. So therefore you are going to get the advantage die, but they do have the +1 for home turf. Okay. So I get this +1 and you get that with no loss.
Okay, that's good. Oh, 10. Oh, even worse than me, that's good.
Well, you guys are completely prepared for the ambush. Yeah. It's like somebody goes honk on the horn. They're over here. Right? So your phalanx swings around, into the right deal, and the people with the slings, who are positioned up, a little upwards from you, basically. The people with the slings would actually march in front, sling, fade as you guys come forward. Right. They're actually not bothering with the archers. This strikes them as stage 1. So rather than waste their archers on this zone, we're going to let you guys do the cleanup on this batch. Yeah. The archers are like, and they would charge right through there. Yeah. So archers, you know where to look, right? So they're busy with their other squads that way. So here, your job in a battle. This is about what you do inside. The battle will take care of itself through these. All right. The point is that you are well positioned, and the whole thing, and your line is not going to break because of what we see here. Yeah. So therefore, it's going to knock. It'll eliminate the turf advantage. What just happened. And then you got a 12 or higher, or 10? 10. 10, okay. So under 12, both, right. Oh, Wow. Okay. Um, okay, so that's kind of interesting too. That means you guys are going to knock numbers down as well. So you're actually going to, yeah, use numbers or a turf advantage too. You guys are actually going to take some losses.
Good.
Yeah. Because that roll didn't make a 12,
No.
then that means that you guys are going to be taking losses. Yeah.
Perfect.
So it's really hot fighting there.
Yeah.
Your side is going to win this, but
At a cost.
yeah, you're going to there's definitely some danger. Okay. So are you going to do your job, which includes managing others sometimes, right? I mean, you guys are trained to take over mini squads, right, at times when necessary. Doing your job, staying alive, and let's see, getting out of there if you wanted to bolt.
No, I'm gonna try to stay alive.
Right. And so, for sure, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, are you going to do this mostly through agility or through brawn, do you think? Or quickness, I mean.
Quickness.
Okay, so go ahead and roll quickness with the 2 dice, see if you get a 12 or higher. Actually, take the advantage die because of the advantageous circumstances, right? If your side was losing, you wouldn't get that. Right.
Wow, 9, 12.
Okay, well, barely then, yeah. Oh wait, that's
Oh,
what
that's
you rolled,
without, yeah,
right,
that's
so you did
natural.
great.
Yeah.
Now what about the getting your job done? That's going to be wits.
Okay.
And so that's going to be the same roll, but without the red.
Yes. 7, 13.
Okay. So you're doing actually quite well in your battle.
Good.
That's fantastic. Okay, so far so good.
Mm.
And then we're going to see how the next phase of battle goes and what you want to do in it and things like that. Either you will just keep doing your job and the battle will conclude due to those rolls as one drives the other off the table that I have here.
Okay.
Or you would decide to do something else.
Yeah.
Right? And try to not do your job and do something else, depending.
So far I'm doing my job.
And there. Are you going to head off to that district that we talked about? Okay. So upon being there, and this has taken you a while, and so your appointment is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You may actually be ready for your appointment at the office, the cleared and raked, open parkland of the city with the governor's district building in it, with the new Neo-Kaveshian temple now adjoins to it with its funny angles that you were at a little while ago. And you are in the administrative part where you're going to meet somebody who is going to approve of this business.
Mm-hmm.
What you come to what you come to is now a grain storage warehouse of stonework and concrete, built against what seems to somebody walking along just like a wall that a road runs along, but in the past was actually an outer wall of the city. So, but now people go through the gate there and hardly ever notice, because it's just ordinary city architecture to them, even though it used to be like a major gate into the city. And so along that road, there are a number of storage places of different sorts, and one of them is set up for grain storage for distribution to this whole area. And so now it's a completely different building. I mean, this place probably wasn't paved when when this all happened. So it's at this point that if you try to put together in your mind, what could this mean? What is happening here? What do I think this could mean? Now is the time.